reservations, call 969-2652. Mezcla, a true taste of Guam.
The long search for a missing Kentucky mother of four is over after a medical examiner identifies remains found Wednesday as those of 23-year-old Savannah Spurlock. Fox's Matt Finn spoke exclusively with Spurlock's father.
Hard, man. Hard. Hard to breathe. Hard to function.
52-year-old Cecil Spurlock tells Fox News his instinct told him all along that his missing daughter Savannah was no longer alive after she left a Lexington, Kentucky bar with 3 men in January.
Just felt it. Just knew she was gone. She wouldn't be away from her 4 boys. She wouldn't just leave.
Cecil Spurlock says he had thoughts of finding the 3 men who his daughter went missing with and taking justice into his own hands, but instead prayed for answers.
State police arrested 23-year-old David Sparks on charges concerning Spurlock's disappearance. He pleaded not guilty to those charges. No word if he will be charged with murder. A teachers union files suit against the Department of Education. The American Federation of Teachers claims the department has mismanaged the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. Twitter says it's investigating an outage that happened Thursday afternoon.
For about an hour, folks are seeing error messages on the desktop and the mobile app reading something is technically wrong and tweets aren't loading right now. Outage monitoring website downdetector.com shows the highest concentration of user-reported problems were from Western Europe and the U.S. After being restored, Twitter posting, "Miss us?" The outage occurring during the same time as President Trump's social media summit at the White House. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
And no longer paradise. The population of the California town decimated by wildfires last year is down 90%. I'm Carmen Roberts, and this is Fox News.
Ready to buy real estate on Guam? Congratulations! But what now? There's so many questions, so many things to do. Where do you start? The best place to start is to call Century 21 Commonwealth Realty, Guam's biggest name in real estate. They aren't the best because they're the biggest. They're the biggest because they're the best. Trust the name. Find out why. Call Century 21 Commonwealth Realty today. 888-2121. Trust the best.
It's important to have claims process that works for you. At Guahan Insurance Services, we make things simple and convenient. Same door you walk in to purchase your insurance is the same door you open to file your claim. We can't pretend that the car insurance claims process is fun, but we can promise a hassle-free and speedy recovery without any runarounds. For your home, auto, and business insurance, visit us at the Camacho Landmark Center on Marine Corps Drive in Tamuning. Don't forget to like us on Facebook or give us a call at 475-1162 or text 929-SAVE. That's 929-7283.
Tall Tales with Bob Klitzkie is brought to you by Bank Pacific, banking on the Pacific for 65 years.
Welcome to Tall Tales with Bob Klitzkie, the only show on talk radio where common sense is a lot more common. Phone lines are now open at 888-TALK. That's 888-8255. And now, The Point proudly brings you Tall Tales with Senator Bob Klitzkie.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Right, Real Joe Cruz?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the message that I preach at the beginning of every episode of Tall Tales. Almost always with the concurrence of the Real Joe Cruz. And today I've got a little squib here from Town Hall called Let's Call the Liberals' Second Amendment Militia Bluff. So I guess we're back to the prisoner's dilemma again, calling bluffs. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the law as stated in this particular piece, but I do like the spirit of it, so I'm going to read it anyhow. Here it goes. The Second Amendment is so clear and simple that only liberals, aided by a half-wit liberal law professor, Terriot, that is to real lawyering as Jerry Nadler is to Chippendales. If you know who Jerry Nadler is, you probably don't know what Chippendales is either, do you, Real Joe Cruz?
No, I don't think so.
It's probably something you don't need to know about.
All right, thank you.
Okay. And here it goes. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The whole shall not be infringed part is a real problem for the left, since collectivist Castro channelers prefer that we Americans be defenseless serfs existing at the government's, that is their, mercy when we should be armed, freedom-loving citizens with the personal firepower to veto their pinko utopian schemes. So they fixate on the Second Amendment's passing reference to the militia, spinning a prefatory statement that recognizes that a militia is a good thing into a directive to cancel out the whole citizens having guns part of the Second Amendment. In other words, to defeat its very purpose. It's a silly interpretation and one that's not even remotely asserted in good faith. But why not put aside all the constitutional arguments supporting our right to pack heat and just call their militia bluff? Maybe we should reinvigorate the concept of a militia in our great nation, if only to annoy liberals. Well, that would be reason enough, wouldn't it, Real Joe Cruz?
Yep.
Yeah, anything that annoys liberals can't be all bad. So pick up your weapon and fall in. And by the way, it is Gun Pride Month. July is Gun Pride Month. So let's do this thing. America, let's get our cap criminals and tyrants like bosses just as nature intended. That, quote, well-regulated part is what the Second Amendment truthers focus on. But their analysis, as with everything, is all wrong. They think Congress can well-regulate the militia into oblivion, presuming to misuse the clause to regulate away any right of actual citizens to have firearms, with the ultimate goal of a militia that can't be militant. That violates the long-standing principle that you do not interpret constitutional provisions in such a way as to negate them, unless you're talking about the Privileges and Immunities Clause, that is. But liberals hate the Bill of Rights. Yeah, that's true. The liberals hate the Bill of Rights. That's the one reason that we start out with the Second Amendment every day, if for no other reason than to just aggravate liberals. Just for fun, let's assume Congress can regulate the militia instead of the individual states outside the situations set forth in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 15, which reads, to provide primarily by privately owning guns. And many of us are doing our duty, but tragically there are millions of Americans who lack the effective modern weapons they need. This must change. Now, I don't go along with this interpretation of the law, but as I say, I like the spirit of this piece, so I'm going to continue. You see that militia reference, when read as liberals wish to read it, means Congress can regulate the militia to be more than it is now. You libs are always talking about militia, so fine. Let's make the militia a thing again. First, we need to start by well-regulating the militia's exact composition. U.S. Code Title 10, Section 246 defines the militia as follows, quote, the militia of the United States consists of all able-bodied males at least 17 years old and, except as provided in Sections 313 of Title 32, under 45 years of age, who are or who have made a declaration of intention to become citizens of the United States and of female citizens of the United States who are members of the National Guard. That's what 10 United States Code says is the militia. So are you under 45 years old, Real Joe Cruz?
Me, sir, yes.
Then you're in the militia. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where's my weapon?
I was about to ask you the same thing. What kind of a militia man? And that's the point of this whole article here. You're in the militia. Where's your weapon? Okay. The modern militia should consist of all healthy, law-abiding American citizens and those intending to become American citizens between 17 and